Hello, this is Mr. Garby. We are going to be discussing graphing proportional relationships, lesson 5 of chapter 1. So please make sure you have your book open to page 45. Okay, we have two standards here, and basically in a nutshell what those standards are saying is that we're going to be able to identify if some quantities are proportional using a graph, like you see on the right, or using a chart. So let's start with the vocabulary. You probably have seen that kind of graph on the right before. It's called a coordinate plane. So in your book, it has this definition. I'm not going to write the definition down, but I'm also going to give you a different definition from what's in the book because that can be a little confusing. Okay, so the coordinate plane is a surface on which we can plot points, lines, and curves, and it has an x-axis and a y-axis. Okay, and you can see here we have the little y and the little x. This is our x-axis where you see the x going across or horizontal, and the y-axis is up and down or vertical. Okay, and on those axes, which is the plural of axis, that's where we plot our x-coordinate, or yes, our x-coordinate or our y-coordinate. So x-coordinate, you'll see that in the book. And y-coordinate, it's another vocabulary word. So, an x-coordinate, it's simple. It corresponds to the value or the number on the x-axis, and the y-coordinate corresponds to the number on the y-axis. So, together, those make up an ordered pair. You'll see that word as well. Ordered, oh, it's not letting me write. Ordered pair. Okay, an ordered pair, it has an example. Let's look at 1, 2. That's an ordered pair. Okay, so I'm going to plot this point, 1, 2. This spot here always represents the x-coordinate. Okay, the x-coordinate. And this spot here, it represents the y-coordinate. Alright, I'm going to erase all this stuff because it's getting a little cluttered. Okay. So how do we graph that? So think of an airplane taking off. It needs to get some speed on the runway first before moving up. So we need to stay on the vertical, the horizontal line, the flat line, the x-axis, okay, the x-axis first. So we need to look at 1, which is right here. And then the plane's going to take off, and it's going to get to 2, right there. So we plot that point. Okay, that's how we plot an ordered pair. All right, let's see, any other vocabulary? Yes, we have quadrants. In a coordinate plane, in our coordinate plane here on the right, we have quadrants. And there's 4 regions. Quad, that's a prefix. That means 4, like quadrilateral, 4-sided, okay? Quadrangle, you probably have never heard that, 4 angles. Okay, so this top right is quadrant. I'm just going to write quad for short. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. Okay. In the first quadrant, we have positive values on the x-axis, positive values on the y-axis. In the second quadrant, we have negative values on the x, positive values on the y. Quadrant 3, we have negative values on the x-axis, negative values on the y-axis. And finally, quadrant 4, we have positive values on the x-axis and negative values on the y-axis. Okay, that is a lot of vocabulary there. I didn't write down the definitions. You can do that if you want from page 45. Or you can draw pictures, kind of like I did. All right.